You might be asking yourself about your loved one, like why is he always attracted to other people? Why does he keep slipping away? Why is he always drawn to other people? It can be in a relationship, it can be familial, it can be friendly. Why does he keep slipping away? As soon as he's there, he's gone again. He comes back and then he's gone again. And you might then realize, yes, wait a minute, he's here now. With someone else, he's in contact here, right? With another woman or man, we're in the collective. Or you say, yes, great. And now he's only with family again, right? Running there and here every day and is completely caught up in this pull again. Or could it also be that he's with the circle of friends where he also had some distance? And then with you, wonderful times, contacts, phone calls, meetings, however it may be, and then suddenly whoosh, right? Only friends or only family. Or suddenly you realize, wait a minute, is he now entering a relationship with someone else? And you ask yourself, what's going on? Why is he always drawn to other people? And now let's take a look at that. Dear ones, we are in the collective. Person cards are gender neutral. This applies to both male and female. And a collective reading cannot apply to everyone. A wonderful, heartfelt, loving hello to all of you and a big, warm hug. Heartfelt thanks for your wonderful, lovely comments every day. I truly appreciate them, and they mean a lot to me. You mean the world to me. Thank you for being you. And you are very, very welcome to always ask questions for the collective, for a collective reading. Write in the comments. And I would like to address a topic, for example, when it comes to a question from someone dear to your heart. Why does he lie? The cards always want to have a clear question. Only with a clear question. Well, in the collective, I always have to do it a little differently than in personal readings. But a clear question, why does he lie? So that one can say, okay, in the area of why does he lie about not telling you that he loves you? Or that he doesn't love you regarding feelings? Or why does he lie about his activities? Why does he perhaps lie professionally? Or, yes, that he, for example, doesn't want a relationship at all or wants a relationship, things like that. Because when I ask the question, why does he lie? It can also be that we are being superficial here, but mostly also superficial. Yes, there is a risk of getting a superficial answer. That we then get the answer, for example, he lies. You ask him, how do you eat? He says, totally healthy and super great and back and forth. And then we have the answer, no, that's not true. He's more of a fast food junkie in that direction. So therefore, we need clear questions. And with clear questions, great, we always get a clear answer. So now let's take a look at the question of why your loved one keeps being drawn away from you to other people. Oops, let's see. What is drawn there? We have the underside of the decks. I was at the swords. The underside of the deck shows the Queen of Swords. With the loved ones, we have a decisive theme, which is influence. So there's this coldness, and he is impressionable. Topics, as mentioned here, other people that influence. How the influence manifests, we will definitely see. We are going through the whole reason. And then it's also like he tries, maybe even with you always, to show this independence. Not to commit completely. But it has a big theme why he doesn't want to commit. It has to do with this. Why we also find out here. But it always has to do with influence. And he just always leaves it in this independence. But it is already like this. That he tries a little bit. He might try to get into this area to find solutions. But maybe one would push too much. Is he gone again? Well, let's see what more we can get here. Let's first look there. How beautiful. Oh, we immediately have the major arcana in double form. So we have on one hand the star. I find this absolutely fantastic here because with your loved one, it shows that there can be a new upswing here. But basically, I have a misconception in here. Lying. In this confusion, despair. But the new upswing is also shown, as is the belief, this solution-oriented approach. We still have the belief along with it. There is something here because you might also feel with your loved one, there is some attraction. There is something there. You might not be able to, well, he can't quite place it. He feels there is something, but doesn't know what it is. And there's still a little something flitting around inside him that he can't identify. Something that might also feel foreign to him. But a major theme is also that it becomes positive here, as shown. We have here this movement included as well. So something is happening here with the star. And the star is also, it is indeed the greatest card of luck as well. So there's something here, he still has some kind of hope, but then it might keep turning around. I'm curious to see what's here exactly, to find out here. So then we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant means trust. He lacks trust in himself. Absolutely. And basically, even if he might be shooting around out there like a little rebel or something like that, and then maybe shows you. Do I have a person dear to my heart, basically? Lying here lonely. That this loneliness and with the one, so that's what keeps pulling him back. Something. I'll say it now. It might be something old that he knows, like a tradition, something in that direction. Tradition is a completely inappropriate word, but something like that, something always holds him there again in this area, which he knows. And we always have that lying in repetition. Despite everything, something is here too, that is showing itself in this upheaval, in this change. Something is in motion here. So I don't have any standstill here. Something is definitely going on within him or her in a positive way. So let's take a look. Well, for one, she shows it quite clearly right away. The inner restlessness, this confusion, this despair, uncertainty is shown again doubly. So we have big themes here. But now it's getting really exciting what's being shown here. So now I would still like to have up there. I don't have complete clarity yet. Now we have it. So, well, with your loved one, there is a strong, quite dominant sense of insecurity. Repeatedly this blockage, which also concerns love. A big theme for your loved one is love. And that is also what is repeatedly shown in secret. Because I keep seeing this disappointment with them. We also have a protection here. Yes, he keeps slipping back into the past. Past issues. And here it definitely concerns people in the family area or relationships. He keeps slipping back into old behavior patterns. And that is the big issue with the loved one. His own insecurity, this inner restlessness, this torn feeling as well, keeps bringing him back, and that has to do with you. Not in a negative way, no, for heaven's sake. It is in a positive way. There is something there that he cannot resolve for himself. He becomes insecure and keeps slipping away here. With the loved one, I can see very clearly his insecurity and this confusion are very evident. Outwardly, he definitely shows something different. And you have surely already sensed this with him or her. He is deceiving himself. And ultimately, this is a great burden for him. Because with a loved one in the past, if we go back further, it can go back to childhood. Such a theme is definitely present with them. Being pushed away, being shoved aside, not being seen. Always having to fight for everything and repeatedly facing this area. Feelings of guilt, a bad conscience, feelings of guilt. And in the family area, it is shown that he always has to make amends. He always has to make things right. He has to be there. People can deal with him there in the way they want. Because he himself has not fully arrived at himself. He does not see himself as he is. He might show you, but that's just a facade. Definitely. In this case, he's a really good actor. So pure entertainment. Because your loved one is like this. I have him lying there completely torn inside. Because fundamentally, he really wants to live love. But he has never really lived it. He was always in this, like in a bubble, in such a bubble. And that's his past bubble that he has here. He keeps slipping back into this area, as I said, always trying to make things right again. Make things right again. Because he was not seen. And it was always like this, here I am, just look at me. And there I always felt coldness from other people. Always this. It doesn't mean that everyone treated him terribly and badly, but just this dominance that is constantly shown to him. You might then think, wait a minute, towards me, he is like this in that direction. Yes, but that's his insecurity, because that's exactly what he is hiding. He completely hides it like a disguise, a mask that he wears. He hides what is really inside him because he's afraid to admit it all. He is afraid to fully allow feelings. And there he becomes insecure. Contact with you, connection with you, you show warmth, security. You may have already told him or her that you have more feelings, that you love him, or that more feelings have developed, that you can imagine more. And then I have people with heartfelt emotions here, completely in a state of panic. Oh God, what do I do now? Because he feels it too. And that's how it is. Then the protection starts again here. This protective wall begins to build up because he is afraid of doing something wrong. He becomes insecure. He becomes insecure because this warmth, this openness from you, this embracing, like completely this sun, this sunshine here is so enveloping. And he can't handle that. And that's the thing, but he won't tell you that now. Absolutely not. He feels happiness, but he doesn't know it. So, and what he doesn't know means distance for him. No, can't be. Then he becomes insecure. As I said, he feels it with you. There's something there because he can't let go of you either. I have such a strong connection to you, lying here. And again, this attraction, there's something that really does him good. But that doesn't match what he has experienced so far, in the biggest way he has experienced. And he's afraid of it. He's really afraid of it. He can't because he doesn't believe it. He lacks faith. Faith like confidence because he is always doubting, because he always has the feeling, okay, something doesn't fit. And then I get pushed away again. And it could also be that he perhaps always ends the contact with you first, retreats, or increasingly retreats. Maybe even a relationship ended it. Because he also has an issue, among other things, concerning fear of loss. And that's his issue. And that's why. That's it. Childhood, as I mentioned earlier, that he was perhaps never seen. People looked past him. And he always had to do everything right. Couldn't do anything wrong. Always this performance-oriented. Never completely this warmth. Feeling love. That it's not always just about the external or the material. And even if it's another person and you show them, as I said, here comes something different. And if he enters into a relationship with someone else here, where you think, yes, and wait, there's no love there. No, there is no love for you. For you, yes, there is warmth. But this person reflects back to him what he knows, this dominance. This, he has to prove something. He has to prove something to himself. It's always like a challenge for him. But here he will keep getting one blow after another. But really, he will keep getting it until he completely wakes up and goes into this change. Completely replaces the old here. He already notices that something doesn't fit. He notices it too. But he also very, very much likes to look away and push it aside. He doesn't trust himself. When it comes to love, that's his issue. This distrust of himself. As I said, here I have like a continuous loop that he completely keeps going back to wham, wham, wham. In one go that he keeps getting hit, now expressed a bit usefully or casually. And always the issue of public, being out there, always showing, proving, not making mistakes. And there, as I said, this person, and if you have perhaps noticed this person or something, I'm quite sure that you now say, yes, that's true. She is the complete opposite of me. She is ice cold, like an ice block, like Antarctica, dominant and always in the public eye. She wants to show herself, prove herself, however. That's how I perceive this person. This arrogance and this haughtiness can sell incredibly well. So I wouldn't be surprised if this person actually works in sales. They will make the best sales. So that's one topic, and that's another topic. That's what he knows. And as I said, with you, he has experienced something completely different. He senses that there's something there. That's why he can't get away from you, can't let go of you. And this closure with you, meaning the contact or the relationship, so no matter what kind of break there was, he also feels it was wrong. It was completely wrong. It doesn't do him any good. It hurts him in his heart. But is simply too insecure, too restless to make a complete, rigorous cut in this area. Yes, because I have already detached from the old, namely because he realizes something is going terribly wrong here because he met you. No matter how long it is here, no matter how long, he notices. Something like this is wonderful for you. He doesn't know this feeling, but it does him good, this feeling. And that's why he keeps coming back. And he will return to this area again, because he hasn't finished with you yet. That is for sure. So now let's see what else shows up here. So now we have the 8 of Swords. 8? The 8 of Swords is also such an area, yes. He has been there already. He is having a pretty hard time. These inhibitions that he still has, which have just been shown here, and inhibitions are shown, he keeps going into this escape. Maybe also this confusion is shown here again. But as I said, difficult phase, okay? Because he himself, his own happiness with you, is also being put on hold. He has done that here as well. This is about showing oneself, proving oneself to others. And in doing so, he is also putting his own desires on hold because he keeps getting pushed down a bit. But what I find really great again now, there comes this confusion, this feeling of being constrained. I have him here as if in a radius. He can't get out of it. He is in this one radius, in this bubble, and that's what he knows. And the other is too. Oh, what is there? It's too good to be true, if I may put it in my own words. But what I find really great now is that your special someone here is making this breakthrough. As I told you here, the detachment from the old, we have this breakthrough again here, because he is on the way, which is shown again for a new perspective, so that he gains a completely different strength. And this difficult phase in which he is still stuck will definitely be replaced, resolved. In other words, ended. The fake detachment from the old. So now we have the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Again, fantastic. We have the transition. The transition into the new. And the R goes into this openness for himself, which also concerns you. And he frees himself from this imprisonment, as I said, this bubble. again and again. So there, detachment from the old. We have it here again, that this breakthrough also comes that he indeed gains more self-confidence, this assurance, and like on an exploration tour. And the exploration tour, that's you, because you have definitely touched his heart and are still very much a part of it. And with you, it's like this. He also sees that it really is a foundation, but a healthy foundation, a happy foundation for a relationship. And as far as the relationship is concerned, good prospects are also shown. And it moves towards security, and then he no longer holds back. So we have this movement in it. But the main question was why? He is repeatedly drawn to others and keeps falling back again and again. Dear ones, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of the day. Goodbye.